The 10 greatest hidden features of Hogwarts go far beyond secret rooms. They include an enchanted roof, a concealed workforce, dangers built by founders, escape routes, invasion points, and one room that can become almost anything. The ranking starts with the castle's simplest impossibility and ends with the feature that changes what space means. Every location here comes from the books, while film architecture counts as visual interpretation rather than extra proof. At Hogwarts, the real question is who can find a room, who can enter it, and what happens when the castle answers a need. Start with the ceiling above the tables. Number 10. The enchanted ceiling of the Great Hall. The Great Hall shows Hogwarts breaking the rules in the most public place imaginable. Students look up and see clouds, darkness, and stars, even though a solid roof remains above them. The ceiling is enchanted to resemble the sky outside. That fact is confirmed. The wider meaning comes from interpretation. Hogwarts makes impossible architecture look ordinary by putting it in front of everyone. This is a public room, not a hidden corridor or forbidden chamber. Every student sees the ceiling during meals, ceremonies, and the sorting. The room presents an open sky while keeping everyone safe from the weather. The hall can imitate the world beyond the roof and keep its interior protected. It shows the castle's larger method. Appearance and structure can disagree. The ceiling changes how the Great Hall feels. A meal beneath stone feels enclosed. A meal beneath stars feels connected to the grounds and the changing day. The enchantment gives the school a sense of openness while keeping control of the space. It brings the outside world into the room in a form Hogwarts can manage. The books do not establish that the ceiling is conscious, chooses what to display, or responds to events. Those ideas remain speculation. The ceiling proves something simpler. Hogwarts can make a room look larger, higher, and more exposed than it really is. Once that possibility exists, moving staircases and concealed doors feel less like isolated tricks. The Great Hall ceiling ranks 10th because it changes perception without hiding a specific object or route. It is the castle's first warning that familiar space may be magical space. The next entry shows what happens beneath the room when the illusion of effortless school life needs to be maintained. Number 9. The Hogwarts Kitchens. The Great Hall presents finished meals. The kitchens show the hidden labor behind them. They lie beneath the hall, behind an entrance concealed by a painting of a pear. Tickling the pear opens the way. That mechanism is practical and distinctly Hogwarts. Essential infrastructure sits behind an absurd magical trigger. Inside, house elves prepare the food served throughout the school. The kitchens are part of the system that keeps Hogwarts running every day. Students enter the Great Hall and find arranged tables, filled plates, and routines that seem to happen on their own. Below them, a concealed workforce makes that appearance possible. The position matters. The school's ceremonial center sits above the kitchens, while the kitchens sustain that ceremony below. The relationship is physical, though the broader reading is interpretive. Hogwarts often separates public tradition from the labor supporting it. The books establish the kitchen, its entrance, and the house elves' work. They do not establish a complete network of service tunnels or show that the kitchens move, think, or act independently. The entrance shows that Hogwarts has several security systems. A password opens some doors, a spoken language opens another. Here, access depends on recognizing an image and knowing how to activate it. The trigger is easy to miss, which lets a practical place remain unknown to most students. The kitchens rank 9th because they expose a hidden system rather than a hidden weapon. They make the castle's daily life feel larger than the rooms students occupy. They also raise a darker possibility. If Hogwarts can bury the work sustaining it, it can bury a danger created by its founders. Number 8. The Chamber of Secrets. The Chamber is one of Hogwarts' most famous secrets because it joins a founder's history to a living weapon. Salazar Slytherin helped found the school, then secretly constructed the chamber beneath it. The books establish that he left a basilisk there and that his heir could open the chamber through Parseltongue. The serpent, the language, and the hidden entrance make the location a threat designed to outlive its creator. Slytherin's exact private intention remains less certain than the basic design. The story connects the chamber to his belief that Hogwarts should exclude students from non-magical families, and the attacks expose the danger of that ideology. The narration should stay within what the books establish about the precise moment or purpose he imagined for the basilisk. The clear facts are that he concealed a lethal creature inside the school and left a bloodline-based method for opening the chamber. The warning appears before anyone finds the room. Words written on the walls turn the castle into a message board for a dead founder's plan. Corridors become evidence, students become targets. Hogwarts' history sits within ordinary school life, ready to return through an entrance hidden beneath it. The chamber's danger depends on dormancy. A monster hidden in a locked room may remain undiscovered for centuries, yet it can still be dangerous. Harry's second year proves that Hogwarts' oldest layers can affect the living students above them. The castle is a school built in the past, where past decisions can retain physical power. The books confirm the chamber, the basilisk, the Parseltongue entrance, and its connection to Slytherin's heir. They do not give a complete architectural map or establish every dimension shown by later adaptations. Film images can make the chamber memorable, but visual detail does not automatically become book canon. The chamber ranks 8th because its threat is precise and terrible. It remains a single concealed location. The next mystery reaches farther, turning Hogwarts into a building with roads secretly running through it and beyond it. Number 7. The secret passages to Hogsmeade. The castle's walls do not mark its real boundaries. The Marauders discovered secret passages beneath Hogwarts and recorded them on their map. They knew at least 7 passages. That number does not prove that 7 was the total ever built or discovered. But it establishes a network large enough to change how people can enter and escape the school. One passage begins at the statue of a one-eyed witch and leads to Honeydukes in Hogsmeade. The entrance hides inside Hogwarts, the exit opens in a sweet shop. Between those points, a student can move beyond the routes watched by teachers and prefects. The contrast is almost comic. A statue in a school corridor connects to a business in a nearby village. Harry uses the passage to reach Hogsmeade when he is forbidden to go there. That incident gives the route an immediate purpose. It is an old architectural curiosity with a practical use. It lets a student bypass the rules governing visible doors, grounds, and gates. The school can monitor ordinary movement and still remain vulnerable to anyone who knows the concealed route. The passages make the Marauders' achievement more significant. They mapped more than rooms, they learned how Hogwarts connects to the world outside. Their discoveries show that the castle's apparent enclosure is partly an illusion. A student can be inside the school and already be on a path toward the village. The map does not prove that every secret passage appears on it. It displays the people and routes its magic can reveal, based on what its makers discovered and how the map works. It provides strong evidence, though it does not guarantee total knowledge. The books confirm multiple passages and the Honeydukes connection. They do not provide a complete floor plan. These routes rank 7th because they make Hogwarts secretly porous. They give students a way out. The next entry reverses the direction of travel. Instead of helping someone leave, a hidden connection lets the enemy enter the castle. Number 6. The Vanishing Cabinet connection. A broken object in the Room of Requirement becomes an invasion route after Draco Malfoy repairs it. The cabinet at Hogwarts connects to a matching Vanishing Cabinet at Borgin and Burke's. Once the link works again, Death Eaters can use the pair to reach the school. The hidden route stops being a student's escape and becomes a breach from outside. The cabinet matters because the threat starts with access inside Hogwarts. The enemy doesn't have to cross the grounds by ordinary means. A magical object hidden in a room connects to another object in a shop beyond the school. When someone uses the repaired cabinet, the castle's usual restrictions don't stop the arrival in the normal way. The story establishes the cabinet's location, its matching object, Draco's long effort to repair it, and the Death Eaters entering through the Room of Requirement. It doesn't establish every technical limit of vanishing cabinets or explain exactly how each defensive enchantment reacts to them. The safest conclusion is narrower. This connection bypasses the normal security that would make direct entry difficult. Draco's role keeps the cabinet from feeling like a random magical shortcut. The object is damaged, and he spends months trying to restore it. His persistence turns a neglected artifact into a usable doorway. Knowledge and patience matter more than force. Hogwarts is compromised because someone learns how one of its hidden objects works. The cabinet also changes what secrecy means. A concealed room can protect a resistance group or hide an object from enemies. It can also keep a dangerous device safe from the people defending the school. The same architecture that provides privacy can create a vulnerability. The cabinet ranks 6th because it creates one specific consequence. Enemies enter Hogwarts through a hidden connection. That reversal is more dangerous than a secret passage used by students. It puts the threat inside the castle. Now the question is whether Hogwarts has defenses strong enough to hold after the enemy finds a way through. Number 5. Hogwarts' established magical protections. Hogwarts relies on more than walls, gates, and distance for protection. The books establish enchantments that make direct magical access difficult. Apparition is restricted inside the school, and students learn that they can't simply appear wherever they want. Protective magic also defends the castle during the Battle of Hogwarts. Those facts make the point without inventing a complete technical blueprint. The protections matter because they control movement. A stone wall tells an intruder where the boundary is. An anti-apparition restriction limits which forms of travel work beyond that boundary. A magical defense can force an attacker to use a limited route or rely on a more complicated plan. Hogwarts protects itself by limiting options and blocking bodies. That makes the Vanishing Cabinet connection a serious problem. The cabinet doesn't work like ordinary apparition. It links two objects and lets the Death Eaters reach a point inside the castle. The breach doesn't prove that every defense failed or that Hogwarts had no protection. It shows that an attacker can bypass protection by understanding a different magical system. During the Battle of Hogwarts, the school's defenses reveal their purpose. They help the castle resist an assault, but they don't fight the battle alone. Teachers, students, members of the Order, and other allies still have to defend the grounds and the building. Protective magic buys time and shapes the battlefield. People still have to do the defending. The books don't give us a full list of every barrier, tower enchantment, or exterior structure. Film-only bridges, towers, and battlements may suggest how the defenses look. But appearance doesn't create a complete canon system. The narrower point is clear. Hogwarts restricts certain magical travel and has serious protective enchantments that war can test. This entry ranks 5th because it turns hidden architecture into a question of survival. The earlier locations explain how people move secretly. The defenses explain why that secret movement matters. The most revealing object at Hogwarts, though, is a map that lets students watch the castle in motion. Number 4. The Marauder's Map. The Marauder's Map is the clearest guide to Hogwarts ever carried by a student. It shows the castle's rooms and passages, then displays the people moving through them. That second function makes it more than a floor plan. It turns Hogwarts into a changing web of routes, names, and approaching footsteps. James Potter, Sirius Black, Remus Lupin, and Peter Pettigrew created the map, which records what they learned about the school. With its activation command, it reveals hidden passages and tracks people inside Hogwarts. A user can see whether a teacher is nearby, whether a corridor is clear, or whether someone is occupying a place they shouldn't be. That information changes how the castle works in practice. Without the map, a corridor is a physical space filled with uncertain risks. With the map, it becomes part of a live network. A student can make decisions based on movement instead of guesswork. The building remains dangerous, but the map makes part of it readable. The map's power has limits. It doesn't automatically reveal every magical event, object, or room. It reflects the abilities of its enchantment and what its makers discovered. The books show that the Room of Requirement can remain difficult to find and that the map cannot override every concealment. That proves a limit, though the books never fully explain how it works. The map also depends on interpretation. Seeing a name doesn't tell you exactly what someone is doing or why they're there. A moving dot gives information, not certainty. In Harry and his friends' hands, that information creates freedom. In hostile hands, it could enable surveillance. The same tool that helps a student avoid danger can expose someone else's movements. The map ranks 4th because it reveals the castle as an active environment. It makes Hogwarts' hidden architecture usable. Still, it isn't a secret room and its knowledge has boundaries. The next entry shifts from Enchanted Information to Enchanted Inhabitants. Figures who can speak, travel, guard doors, and disrupt the school's order. Number 3. Hogwarts' Enchanted Inhabitants. The portraits, ghosts, and peeves belong to different categories, with different origins and abilities. They fit together here because each makes Hogwarts more than an empty building. Magical presences fill the school, carrying memory, controlling access, or challenging authority. Enchanted portraits can speak and move between frames. The fat lady guards the entrance to Gryffindor Tower and admits students who give the correct password. That makes the doorway depend on a witness with a voice and judgment. A student can't treat the entrance as passive architecture. The portrait can respond, refuse, and enforce the school's rules. Portraits also move information in ways ordinary walls can't. A figure may travel from one frame to another and communicate with people elsewhere in the castle. The books establish those movements, but they don't establish one perfectly coordinated network linking every portrait. The useful point is simple: Hogwarts' images are active magical objects, not fixed decoration. The ghosts add a different kind of continuity. They move through the school and preserve links to its past. They aren't portraits, and they aren't interchangeable with living residents. Their presence means Hogwarts' history is represented by beings who can still speak and react. The castle feels inhabited by memory, as well as students and teachers. Peeves is different again. He is a poltergeist separate from the school's ghosts, and his behavior is disruptive rather than orderly. He causes trouble, ignores many attempts to control him, and belongs to Hogwarts in a hard-to-classify way. He isn't a former student living an ordinary afterlife or an image fixed to a wall. His presence gives the castle a constant source of chaos. Some readers see these figures as evidence that Hogwarts itself is semi-sentient. That makes for an interesting theme, but the books don't confirm that the building has one consciousness. They establish separate magical presences with their own behavior. The stronger factual claim is that Hogwarts contains witnesses, gatekeepers, messengers, and troublemakers who shape how people experience the school. This entry ranks third because the castle's mystery becomes personal. Rooms can hide things, but portraits can question you. Passages can connect places, while ghosts remember what happened. A building with inhabitants can preserve secrets in ways no map can fully capture. One of those secrets is a room packed with objects people wanted forgotten. Number 2. The Room of Hidden Things. The Room of Hidden Things holds Hogwarts' deepest accumulation of forgotten history. It exists inside the Room of Requirement and contains objects concealed there over generations. Broken furniture, discarded possessions, and objects their owners no longer remember form a vast mess. The room isn't arranged for easy retrieval. Its power comes from abundance. That distinction affects the ranking. Number 2 is the room's specific form, a hidden archive of things left behind. Number 1 is the larger magical feature that can become this room, a classroom, a refuge, or another space shaped by need. The entries connect, but they aren't the same mystery. This one earns its place by showing what happens when Hogwarts accumulates secrets for centuries. Among the hidden objects is Rowena Ravenclaw's lost diadem. Voldemort hides the diadem there as one of his Horcruxes. The discovery turns the room from a strange pile of forgotten belongings into a battlefield in the war against Voldemort. A relic connected to one of Hogwarts' founders has become a vessel for part of Voldemort's soul. The diadem is difficult to find because layers of other objects surround it. Someone may know the object is somewhere inside and still fail to locate it quickly. The search becomes a confrontation with accumulated neglect. Every discarded item makes the search harder. The room gives Hogwarts a way to remember through what people leave behind. Its forgotten objects aren't a formal collection, and nobody preserved them with labels or explanations. They remain hidden because their owners wanted them out of sight, because they were lost, or because people stopped understanding their significance. The books support the room, its accumulated contents, and the diadem's concealment there. They don't establish its exact dimensions, a complete inventory, or a deliberate consciousness protecting the Horcrux. Calling it a private archive interprets the image. It doesn't technically describe the room's mind. The concrete fact is enough. Hogwarts contains a space where generations of hidden objects become almost impossible to search. That makes the Room of Hidden Things more than a pile of props. It gives secrecy a physical form, yet it remains one form within a wider mechanism. The final entry is the feature that can create this hiding place in the first place. Number 1. The Room of Requirement. The Room of Requirement is Hogwarts' most powerful hidden feature because it changes according to genuine need. It doesn't remain a classroom, vault, refuge, or corridor. When someone truly needs a particular kind of space and knows how to seek it, the room can appear in a form suited to that need. That flexibility separates it from every earlier entry. The Great Hall ceiling alters its appearance. The kitchens conceal a working system. The chamber preserves a founder's danger. The passages connect fixed destinations. The cabinet links two objects. The defenses restrict movement. The map reveals movement. The inhabitants respond to people. The room of requirement can change the space itself. The room becomes a training area for Dumbledore's army. Under Dolar's umbrage, students need a place to learn defensive magic, and the school's official rules provide none. The room answers that need with a hidden classroom. It gives them space for practice, meetings, and resistance when authority has made ordinary instruction unsafe. That use shows why the room works as more than an escape hatch. It supports a community. Students can gather, train, and prepare because the castle offers a place beyond Umbrage's control. The room's value comes from what the people inside it do. Its magic creates the opportunity, and the students give the space its purpose. The same feature produces the room of hidden things. When the need is concealment, the room can become a vast place for objects people want to hide. That is where Ravenclaw's diadem is found. The connection between number 2 and number 1 is deliberate. Number 2 is the room's most secretive form, while number 1 is the adaptive magic that makes many forms possible. The Vanishing Cabinet is also placed in the room of requirement. Draco repairs its connection to Borgin and Burkes, allowing Death Eaters to enter Hogwarts. The room doesn't choose the Death Eaters or intend to betray the school. The books establish the location and the breach, but they give the room no confirmed moral allegiance. Its usefulness can serve resistance, concealment, or danger depending on what people place inside it and how they use it. That is the room's central contradiction. A refuge can become a hiding place for a weapon. A private classroom can contain an invasion route. A space that answers need cannot guarantee that the need is wise or just. The magic creates possibility. Human decisions determine the consequence. The room's precise mechanics remain unexplained. The books establish genuine need, changing forms, the training room, the room of hidden things, the diadem, and the cabinet. They don't confirm that the room is literally alive, that it independently judges every user, or that it possesses one unified intention. Calling it responsive fits what happens. Calling it a conscious character goes beyond confirmed canon. The Marauder's map also cannot prove that every secret inside Hogwarts must appear on it. The map reveals much of the castle and the people moving through it, while the Room of Requirement's concealment shows that no single magical tool gives complete authority over Hogwarts. A map can show movement, a room can change its form. The two enchantments provide different kinds of knowledge. This is why the Room of Requirement outranks the Room of Hidden Things. The Hidden Room is a remarkable destination. The Room of Requirement is the changing system that can produce that destination and several others. It is not the biggest chamber, the oldest construction, or the clearest weapon. It is the most adaptable answer Hogwarts can give when a person reaches the right level of need. The castle's greatest secret, then, is that hidden rooms can exist as answers. That answer may help students resist oppression, protect a community, conceal a relic, or open a path for an enemy. The room doesn't decide the morality of the request for us. Dumbledore's words express the hope attached to it. But help is not the same as rescue, and a door cannot choose what someone will do after it opens. The person who asks still carries responsibility for the purpose behind the request. That makes the Room of Requirement the final mystery. It gathers Hogwarts' central ideas into one feature. Changing architecture, hidden access, forgotten history, protection, danger, and human choice. It can be a classroom, a refuge, an archive, or a breach. Its power comes from flexibility, and its risk comes from the same source. The Great Hall teaches that Hogwarts can disguise space. The kitchens show that unseen systems keep the visible school alive. The chamber proves that old decisions can remain lethal. The passages reveal a castle with concealed arteries. The cabinet exposes a way in. The defenses show that access can be controlled, though never perfectly. The map makes movement visible. The portraits, ghosts, and peeves give the building memory and disruption. The Room of Hidden Things gathers what people tried to forget. The Room of Requirement turns need into architecture. So the ranking ends where the castle's logic becomes most complete. Hogwarts doesn't keep every secret in one locked box. It distributes them through rooms, objects, routes, enchantments, and inhabitants. Some are confirmed by the books, others invite interpretation. A responsible reading keeps that distinction clear while recognizing the pattern. At Hogwarts, the walls are never only walls, and that settles it. The Room of Requirement is Hogwarts' most powerful hidden mystery. Which castle secret would you rank differently, and what belongs in your #1 spot? Put your answer in the comments.